A little bit.
Well, sometimes yeah, sometimes no.
Wait.
It's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. We really got to come up with an intro while we're waiting for Facebook, you know.
We do.
Like some graphics, maybe a little of this, a little of that.
Hey, there we are.
Now I got to hit the go live button on that one. And there, okay. And cue the morning show music. We'll go ahead and
falling out of screen here.
All right, so hello and welcome to another edition of the Morning Cup.
Yeah, well, I think today it's morning cups.
Yeah, morning cups. I'm wishing my coffee was a little Irish today.
Well, no.
If you hadn't noticed, well, actually, let's go into this first. The Morning Cup is LPNN's morning entertainment show, a little bit of a variety show, I guess you would say, where we do all kinds of odd things. And you may have noticed something. You might have noticed just a small change.
You're partially gone?
I wasn't even talking about that. So, for those of you that don't know, this is Lois, not Becca.
Yeah, I'm sitting in the hot seat today.
Yeah, Lois is in the hot seat with me here today.
I'm
That's
not at
kind
the
of
hot
interesting. Yeah, no, you're not at the hot desk doing hard work up there. So, if you guys didn't catch yesterday's morning show, Becca is going to Saguaro Man, and so she's going to be gone for the next 2 days. So we decided to throw Lois in here and see what she can do. And since Becca has taken days off, I figured I'm going to take partial days off. So I'm only partly here today, as you can see. So yes, this is intentional. I am only partly here. You can only see my arms and my head. Yay! Woo!
And your chair, actually.
Oh yeah, you can see my chair, but you can't see it through me. So I just kind of block it off. I don't know, something like that.
You just reminded me of a Target dummy.
A Target dummy? Don't shoot! No!
Or no, better crash test dummy.
A crash test dummy, yeah, a little bit. So, I am only partially here today, and everybody give a shout out to Lois for braving the idiosyncratic nature of the Morning Cup.
Yeah. I usually just listen to it.
Yeah, usually she listens to it. Oh, yeah, and she passes us notes. So if you guys ever wondered, where do those notes come from? Right there.
It's me.
Yeah, she's the one doing it. And sometimes we can't read her handwriting, so we have no idea what's going on.
This is true. This is true. And yes, there is a reason I'm pulling out my phone because of the issues we were having yesterday.
Well, where the whole comment thing just wasn't working.
Yes.
Okay. That totally makes sense.
I figured we'd do that.
Okay, yeah, well, so if you guys have comments, hopefully it'll show up on Lois's feed here. If it does, we will definitely shout out to you. Hopefully it'll work on the normal system. If it doesn't, Lois has the backups running.
Facebook is not liking me, it says.
Oh, you can't do it on the Pages Manager. You have to go to your normal Facebook. Because the Pages Manager is actually using this, it says no.
No. Yeah, it is telling me no. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Maybe?
There it is. You're not supposed to.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't work. Oh, look, you've joined us.
I have.
So she's here and she's there.
Yes.
I was wondering how you managed to join two places at the same time. How do you do that? Well, there you go. You got a phone, a computer. That's insanity.
It's my magic wand.
Your magic wand. I would like to see this magic wand.
It's been broken for years. It doesn't always work.
So yeah, for those of you just joining us, Becca has taken the today and tomorrow off, and she's going to be gone over the weekend. So I am only partially here today in honor of that. So Lois is going to have to pick up the slack.
Oh, Crow, that means I need, like an extra brain.
I don't have one.
Right, you're not here.
Nope.
You're only person.
Although technically, I guess my brain's here. It's the rest of me that's not here.
Oh, okay, good.
So how am I being held up? I must have a stick figure going on back here.
Scarecrow.
So if you guys didn't realize, we had some interesting things going on last night here with LPN. And, we had the standard nightly news that was going on. And then I got to go down to Gunfighter Canyon, where they were having an open house for people here in Page, Arizona. And for people that deal with tourists, they were letting them shoot off machine guns for free. It was amazing.
I'm so jealous that you're
Yeah, I know you're jealous. Unfortunately, while that was happening, poor Lois was covering the city council meeting live.
Wah,
So
wah, wah.
they offered for me to shoot some machine guns down there for free, but I knew that if I did that, Lois would probably shoot me herself.
No.
Not a good thing.
No, I wouldn't shoot you. I'd just be even more jealous.
She'd just be even more jealous. Well, we can't have that, so that's definitely not a good thing. So I didn't shoot any of the machine guns, but we were down there covering the event live, and we got to show you guys some of the stuff that was going on down there. We actually showed you guys the firing range. And did you know, so they have bulletproof glass down there so that you can watch the firing range and watch people actually shooting machine guns and handguns and rifles and all kinds of things. They have bulletproof glass down there. Do you know where they got that bulletproof glass?
Well, I used to work for a glass manufacturer, so it could be from freaking anywhere.
Yeah, this is true. So the Gunfighter Canyon actually locally sourced that bulletproof glass. Right here in Page, Arizona, they were able to get bulletproof glass from Page Fast Glass.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's amazing.
Who knew that they could buy bulletproof glass?
I know, right?
That's pretty neat. So Page Fast Glass got bulletproof glass for the Gunfighter Canyon so people could shoot machine guns down there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Or any other type of weapon.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, machine guns, whatever. But we'll go with machine guns as being the most like, wow, that's crazy. So we got to take a tour on their facilities. One of the guys down there, one of the owners down there, he took us on a tour, and we got to check out. They have a back area. They have a club that you can join where they have cigars. They've got a little back seating area, their own private side of the firing range that also happens to have, get this, they've got simulations that you can shoot at as well.
Oh, see.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, they have a screen that drops down and it projects different scenarios. You could shoot zombies. You could pretend like you're a member of a SWAT team or a special forces team. I mean, pretty much anything you can imagine, you can go down there and play the scenario. And you can either do it with laser guns or it actually has a self-healing screen. You can actually shoot live ammunition at this screen and play the video. It's basically a live fire video game is what it is.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's so much, yeah.
It was
sounds
amazing.
a lot more fun than what I've experienced.
Yeah, it definitely is. I have shot a lot of weapons in my lifetime, but actually shooting live fire at, like in a video game, haven't been able to do that. When I was in the Marine Corps, we had something kind of like that where they projected these really cheesy scenarios out. And they had all of your weapons, but they had hoses attached to them so that they were pneumatics. So it felt kind of like they were shooting, and it was like laser tag, and it'd be like, pop, 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 pop. This one, boom, 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 boom. Just like that. You got the real stuff going down range. And self-healing screen. It actually closes the holes when you shoot at it. It's like a special kind of technology where the holes close up.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice. I
So,
like that.
yeah, definitely. I see we've got some more people joining us. If you're wondering why I'm invisible, it's because I'm only partially here today because Becca has decided to take some time off. So I'm taking part of the time off.
Yay.
Yeah. So I'm only partially here.
And how much homework do I have?
Yeah, you've got homework to do, but you got to help me out with the morning show.
This is true.
So everybody say hi, Lois.
Hi, Lois.
So that was all kinds of interesting. But what was even more interesting, I'm going to have to throw this out there. As I said, while we were down at the Gunfighter Canyon, I meant the royal we. Yes, the royal we, you say. While I was down having an entertaining time at the Gunfighter Canyon, poor Lois was up at the city council meeting covering that live. And they were talking about the AEAS. That's right?
Yes.
AEAS, the something alternative essential air services.
I keep wanting to call it emergency.
I know, me too. It's EAS, Emergency Alert System, right?
It is.
But no. So it was kind of interesting because we do a lot of videos here on LPNN. We got the morning show, we've got the nightly news, we've got special events, we have behind the hat stuff, just general oddities. But last night, everybody in town was apparently very interested in the city council meeting.
Yes, they were.
There were some big deals going on down there. So, for a city council meeting, we had some amazing numbers come up. I just want to bring this up because nobody usually watches. I mean, we have usually 100 or 200 people that are interested in the city council meeting, and they watch it on a regular basis. Last night, we had 1.5 thousand views. 1.5 thousand people that wanted to watch the city council and did. So that's a lot of people in Page and the surrounding areas that were interested. Yeah, did you realize? I was checking out some of the stats on that. Apparently there's people in Texas, Georgia, Mississippi, all kinds of different places around the country that were actually interested in our little city council meeting here.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. 1,500 people watching a city council meeting.
That's amazing.
That's a lot of eyeballs on
that
city
is
council.
Amazing.
So that was pretty impressive. So good on you guys for being interested in local politics.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. For a city council meeting, that was definitely a record breaker.
It was.
We have had more views on some videos, but as a council meeting goes, that was absolutely incredible.
Now that you bring up the numbers, it sort of makes me wonder if I was able to communicate that live with the council, how many people were watching them at one point in time. How the conversations would have gone.
I don't know.
If they would have changed.
Well, hopefully not, because
Excuse me.
and you don't want to create that kind of pressure. Right. Their job is to actually run the city and make sure that everyone gets what they need.
No, I realize that. It's just in my experience when going to any of the council meetings or any of the commission or board meetings, people tend to rein themselves in, even inside conversations, knowing that I'm there and we're going live. And that's even before we go live. Because
they get nervous in front of the camera.
They do. And so if they knew how many, I'm just wondering how that would have changed the dynamic.
I don't know. If it would have been me up there, it would have been like, ah!
I know, right?
But either way, good on you guys for getting out there, getting involved, and watching the show.
Thank you. Makes me feel better about missing out on Gunfighter.
Yeah. So you had 1,500 people watching a city council meeting. I mean, that's incredible. Like I said, we have had more views on other things. But for a city council meeting, that is definitely a record. So
it is.
Keep up the good work out there, you guys. All right, let's move on to something slightly more entertaining than
city council
and machine guns.
Really? We're prior military. Come on.
I know. It's been 20 years since I've shot a machine gun.
I'm not even going to say how long it's been.
Yeah. Okay, all right. I'll give you that. But yeah, it's been over 20 years for me shooting a machine gun. So having the opportunity to speaking of which, okay. So I've got a bit of a Jeep thing, right? Just little tiny. No,
little tiny bit.
It's a little big bit.
It's a
little big bit.
It's a lot of obsession bit.
So my favorite Jeeps are actually the old World War II Jeeps.
Yes.
And so Gunfighter Canyon doesn't have just one. They've got two old style Jeeps down there. One of them is actually a restored. Now they have a sign down there. I'm gonna have to talk with them about it.
Uh-oh.
Because there's a little bit of error on the sign.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
On the sign it says 1942 Willys.
Dropping things out of
Jeep.
my pockets.
1942 Willys GPW, which is actually not right. See, the way it worked back in the day, they wanted, the military wanted a vehicle that they could actually go out and do scouting missions and things like that in, that was fast, had four-wheel drive, had a really low profile, which had never been done before. Nothing like that had ever been thought of. You know, they had the big trucks and things like that, but they wanted something that was small, that could be a scout car, that was a quarter-ton vehicle. And so they put out bids for people to be able, you know, for companies to be able to submit vehicle designs. The company that actually won it was the Bantam Motor Company, okay? But they were incapable of producing the numbers because they were a really tiny company. So Willys Overland actually won the contract for the military for building the Jeep. It later became known as the Jeep. But this is the other interesting thing. Willys also didn't have the manufacturing capacity to be able to produce enough vehicles for the military either. So they also awarded the Ford Motor Company the contract to produce Willys' vehicle. So Willys designed this one, and Ford took the same thing and made the same vehicle. But Willys, the ones that they made, it was the Willys MB. Ford made the GPW. So on the thing it says that it's a Willys GPW, but it's either a Willys MB or a Ford GBW, or they use parts from both and just changed the sign. I'm not really sure.
Wow.
But that's beside the point. There's, you know, obviously a history lesson there, but who cares, really? The cool thing is, on the top of that Jeep is a real .30 caliber machine gun mounted to the back on a little place.
I love...
Just like this.
I love how you automatically go to how.
I haven't done this before. I don't know what you're talking about. So they have a .30 caliber machine gun that they've actually converted. It's a different caliber now. I don't remember the caliber that they changed it to, but they changed it because .30 caliber ammunition is, I don't know if you've seen it. It's huge.
I used to be on the 50 cal team.
Yeah, they got another one with a 50 cal.
Yeah. That one I know.
But the .30 caliber machine gun, the ammunition, it's a bit too large to be firing on an indoor range, so they changed the caliber, but you can actually shoot that thing.
I caught that.
What? What?
It's too big to fire on an indoor range.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, you can't fire that kind of ammunition on an indoor range unless you have special stuff set up.
Well, no.
Plus, the ammunition's ridiculously expensive.
No, what I was getting at is you can actually fire that.
Yes, that's what I was going into next. You can actually choose to shoot that thing in the indoor firing range if you want. It's a little pricey, but you know what? You get to fire a .30 caliber machine gun.
See, that would be awesome for me because I loved being on the 50 cal team.
They do have a 50 cal. I'm not sure. I don't think it's operational. I think it's a prop, but the 30 cal is really cool. But it's
still the same feeling. I mean, you still have the same rear grip and the, you know, the
thumb trigger.
Yeah, the thumb trigger.
Oh, we have people. Our comments are working.
Yeah, they are.
Alyssa says your shirt is blending with your background. Your arms and head look like they're floating. That's the idea, Alyssa. Thank you for pointing that out because apparently you joined us late. Becca has decided to take off a few days so she can go down to Saguaro, man. And so she took off some days. I decided I'm going to take part of the day off. Or part of me is actually not going to be here. So it's kind of a ha-ha.
It's going to be interesting around the office.
Look at me. Yes, so this is definitely intentional. We're sorry for those of you guys that are just joining us. That's what's going. I'm only partially here. Just my head and my hands today. And Becca has somehow changed into Lois. Very strange. Very strange. So, moving on here, we have Darby says, Chris, you have good taste in Jeeps and haircuts. Just said, well, thank you very much, Darby. We do appreciate that. If you, too, would like a fine haircut... If you too would like a fine haircut such as this, all you have to do is simply go next door to the Alpha Barber, who specializes in razor-tight haircuts and short haircuts. He is probably the best guy that I've been to in Page. I've been here for 16 years. It's the best haircut I've gotten in Page. Other than the ones I give myself, but usually those are kind of crooked, so we won't count those. I just kind of go...
And then every once in a while you have me help, which doesn't help.
Yeah, no, not so much. So Alyssa says, wow, some crazy things going on there in the office. Yes, definitely. I don't know if you guys caught it, but we have some new viewers. If you guys didn't hear, our audience Excuse me. Our audience last night broke a record for the city council meeting. We did the nightly news, we did Gunfighter Canyon live, and Lois was out at the city council. 1,500 people decided they wanted to watch the city council meeting last night. So congratulations on breaking a city council record. We just wanted to throw that out there again because I see we've got a bunch of new people that joined up here. Anyway, it's fascinating to me that 1,500 people wanted to watch a city council meeting.
That's great.
It is. It's great.
It really is. It means people are getting more involved.
Which is great.
Well,
that's always a good thing.
One, getting more involved, and two, actually getting informed about what's going on. And I'm really proud of that.
I'm very proud of that too.
I'm proud of our viewers for doing that.
And
Thank you.
I still don't understand what people like in Texas and stuff wanted to do watching it, but they were watching it too. So
Well, it was about the alternative essential air service. Hey, I said it right. And it's not emergency. And adopting language, the state language, for the vacation home rentals.
That's right. So that was a big deal.
Those were some of the
deal.
major ones. There were other major ones as well.
Right.
Well,
so if you
but
guys
those
want to check
were
out
some
what
of
was
the-
going on, we'll talk about that in the actual news. We just wanted to congratulate everybody for for a city council meeting, that's some pretty impressive numbers.
Keep watching them.
Yeah, every time you guys watch those,
I'm gonna keep
comment.
covering them.
We do appreciate that. Don't forget, if you guys like this, you think anybody else might like it, don't forget to hit that like button or comment below or definitely share it so we get the shenanigans of the morning show out and about. Did you see our memes that we have?
That's what I'm looking at. I'm like, what is going on? Okay,
Can you
you've
see
got that one way off to the side.
Well, that's just the monitor.
What did you say? It's only Thursday. Why doesn't anyone tell me these things?
Yeah, they can't hear you. You're whispering.
He's a little wombat.
He is a wombat. Yes.
I think. Is that a wombat?
Maybe. I'm not really sure, but it was cute, so I put it on the picture.
He's cute. He is cute. Thursday morning coffee. I can make it one more day. Yes.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm already partially gone. I don't know if I'll make it tomorrow. I could just be ahead.
Yeah, I'm fully here. Are you telling me you're going to be wearing nice long, green silk satin gloves?
Yeah, there you go. I could wear some satin gloves. What do you guys think? Put some satin gloves on those mittens.
Oh, boy. I think we just crossed the line.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I just don't know.
All right, what do you have for us this morning?
Oh, right. So we actually have a show here.
Excuse me. Instead of us just babbling.
Oh, no. Come on, that's half of the fun. All right, so we have some stuff going on here for this amazing Thursday. Let's see, what do we have here?
Oh, yeah, you told me not to look.
Yeah, you're not supposed to look at this. Yeah, you got to get used to this stuff. So, today in history, you've heard of this before? This day in history?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm sure you guys have heard of this too. This day in history. Excuse me. In 1869, on this day, the Transcontinental Railroad was completed.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've come a long way.
1869. So I'm going to read a little bit of this snippet here that you're not supposed to be looking at. Yeah. See, look at this.
I was looking at the picture.
No.
There's a picture.
Yes, there is a picture. On this day, in 1869, the presidents of the Union Pacific and Central Pacific Railroads meet in Promontory, Utah, and drive a ceremonial last spike into a rail line that connects their railroads. This made transcontinental railroad travel possible for the first time in U.S. history. No longer would western-bound travelers need to take the long and dangerous journey by wagon train, and the West would surely lose some of its wild charm with the new connection to the civilized, quote-unquote, East. What?
I like your added there.
What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I like that. That's amazing.
Isn't that interesting?
And if you, that's not that long ago. That's not even 200 years ago.
Yeah, it makes you think, doesn't it?
We have, wow.
Yeah. Look at how far we've gone to the moon. We've been to, well, humans haven't been to Mars, but we've launched probes to Mars. We actually have a probe that has left the solar system behind. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. The Voyager spacecraft, it left. It's gone. It's out in interstellar space.
Wow.
But you know what? That was made back in the 60s. That thing's still ticking.
And it's still going.
It's still running.
Why don't these work?
Exactly. That thing's still able to transmit from the 1970s. Why can't we get a decent signal in page?
I just meant in general.
Oh, yeah, in general. Yeah, that thing is flying out there billions of miles away with a strong signal back to Earth so it can communicate and send data. And some days I can't even get, I try to talk on the phone and be like, hello, can you hear me now?
I know we sound like
Can you hear me now? Yeah, we sound like a Verizon commercial. And, it's a crapshoot on whether it actually works or not.
But
so
it's
look
not
how
just
far
space.
technology has come.
Right.
It's like, really? We went to the moon. We have a spacecraft a billion miles, or way more than a billion miles away. Those are still working. Why can't my cell phone work?
Well, then,
Terrible stuff.
Then you also have the upgrades and stuff that after a certain point you have to get.
Yeah, right? It's that designed obsolescence thing. I hate that. That drives me crazy. Oh, your phone is more than so many years old, so we're not going to allow you to upgrade your software. Really? Are you serious?
So I'm gonna bring us back over.
Oh,
to,
right. Sorry.
To the,
Off track there for a moment.
Right. So I wonder how many people still ride the train.
A lot. A lot of people actually still ride the train. However, not nearly as many as used to. I don't know what the actual statistics are, and I know that Amtrak, the government subsidized / owned train that takes people around places,
I did not know this.
they lose money all the time because they subsidize the prices of their rides. And anyway, so yeah, they lose tons of money because not enough people are riding it.
Okay, interjection here.
Oh, in rejection?
No, interjection.
Oh, I reject your reality and substitute my own.
So you said they're constantly losing money.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a government's job?
What, to lose money?
Yeah.
No, technically it's not. But, as I have mentioned before, I think on this show, if you put the government in charge of the Sahara Desert, in a year you'll be out of sand.
No, that's why I'm asking. Isn't
yeah.
that their job?
You'd think it was their job with how good they are at it, but you never really know.
See, now, I have ridden Amtrak twice in my life.
You've ridden it twice?
I've ridden it twice. The first one I vaguely remember. And most of the story I get from my mom and my aunt.
Oh, okay.
We were
okay.
actually going from the Central Valley down to in California, down to Santa Barbara.
Okay.
For my sister's 5th birthday. So I'm single digits, obviously. Time does not work
doesn't compute.
properly.
Time does not compute.
And I remember both of them still to this day refuse to ride Amtrak.
Well, what happened?
The train broke down in the middle of Death Valley.
Oh.
In the middle of summer.
Oh. Oh, that's horrifying.
And it wasn't at night. And then my aunt tried riding Amtrak again, and I think no more than 10 years ago, pretty much the same thing happened.
Oh, geez.
And the one other time I've ridden, I just didn't like it.
You just didn't like it?
I did not like it. It freaked me out. You're in this huge tin can that you have no control over whatsoever. And I was going from Maricopa here in Arizona out to visit my sister in LA.
Okay.
And as we're going, there's more trains going by. I swear to goodness, it looks like there's maybe that much room in between the trains.
There's gotta be more than that much.
But that's what it looks like. And I'm going, oh no. And you're rocking.
So you think it's going to smack in?
Exactly. I'm going, can't do. No way. Cannot do. So that has nothing against, the company itself. It's just, No, I like having the control of if something's gonna happen.
You're
I
the
already
one.
know what my exit points are.
You're in control of your own situation.
Yes, yes.
So I have something. You were talking about Death Valley and being broken down. I have a story about Death Valley from when I was but a young lad.
Uh-oh.
I was in double digits, but not by much. So I was older, and I remember this, and it scarred me for life.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So we were on a road trip. we had to go through Death Valley. I think we were going to Bakersfield, California somewhere. And we were in a 1970 something gigantic Ford Galaxy station wagon. We were a big gigantic green.
Ours was yellow.
Yours was yellow. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
A Ford Galaxy station wagon is like one of those land yachts. This thing is huge. Okay? It's huge. And we're driving down through Death Valley. Obviously, there's no air conditioning in this vehicle. It was before air conditioning was a standard feature.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so it didn't have it in there. But the heater was stuck in the on position the entire time.
It was winter, right?
No.
Oh no.
It was in the height of summer. It was June, July, I think. Something like that. And I remember this because there's a gigantic thermometer out there in Death Valley.
Okay.
Okay? Now,
I don't remember
that. Well, there's a giant thermometer that's out there that you can see from the road. I don't know if it's still there or if it's still working. It's been a while. So, either way, I don't know if it was accurate or if it was so hot that it cooked its brain, but that thing said it was 135 degrees outside. It couldn't have been that hot, but it certainly felt like it. We stopped to take a picture by it. That heater that was stuck on the whole time, it's 135 degrees outside. It was just one of the most miserable car rides I think I've ever been on. And unfortunately, the people driving the vehicle, they didn't bring water. We had, see if you guys remember this, Crystal Pepsi.
I loved Crystal Pepsi, but
Not
no.
when it's 135 degrees and the heater's stuck on you, don't. I want me some water.
No kidding.
We actually did have some water at the start of the trip, but by the time we got halfway down into Death Valley, we were taking cups of it and throwing it on each other, and they were evaporating within like 30 seconds. It was like instantly dry.
I could almost guarantee that thermometer was right.
It was just hot. I mean, wow. 135 with the heater stuck on in a giant
No
metal
wonder
can.
you joined the military to learn how to ration.
Yeah. If I can do that, I can do anything. Yeah, it was ridiculous. So, anyway, that was my Death Valley story.
Wow.
And the train thing. So, yeah, Transcontinental Railroad was completed this day in history.
That's amazing.
So, let me see what else I have for you today.
Yes, please.
We have 22 fabulous facts about Thursdays.
Uh-oh.
22 fabulous facts. Sometimes these are fun, sometimes not. Let's see what we got today.
Oh, no.
All right. Ooh, we have some words that I get to fiddle with.
Oh, no.
Hey, you're not supposed to look. No looking.
Excuse me.
All right. So the name Thursday is derived from the Old English dong dong.
Oh, my.
The Middle English Thursday with the loss of N. First in Northern dialects from influence of Old Norse Darsvigar. Meaning Thursday, after the Norse god of thunder and son of Odin, Thor. Now, you know, it's funny, I can't pronounce those, but I can pronounce Mjolnir, which is Thor's hammer.
Well, that's because it's Thor's hammer.
I know, right? It's his bang stick.
And I mean, really, how many people within the borders of the United States speak Norse?
I don't know. Apparently I do. I think that sounds pretty cool, don't you? I could totally pass. I could go over there and be like...
Or is it Nordic?
Nordic, probably.
Nordic?
Yeah,
Okay.
Nordic, yeah.
Sorry.
All right, so what else do we have here? As Jupiter is the Roman equivalent of Thor, the Latin name for Thursday was Lovus Dies, meaning Jupiter's Day. In Latin, the possessive case of Jupiter was either Lovus or Jovis, Or what if it's Jarvis? That'd be related to Iron Man.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah, but then you got Thor's hammer, Iron Man. They're part of the Avengers. Doesn't that make sense? No?
No.
Oh, okay, no.
I think
All right.
Iron Man came.
Okay, so in Latin, the possessive case of Jupiter is either Lovus or Jovis, and therefore most languages derived from Latin reflect this in their naming of Thursday, like Spanish for jueves and French for juevi, or the Italian Giovedì. I'm pretty good at this language thing, man. I'm telling you, we should have some people definitely watch that.
Becca is right. We need to have a segment that is just you trying to pronounce words.
It'll be fun.
Oh, I want to see you try to pronounce this next one.
Which? Oh no! Oh no! All right, you're not supposed to be reading this stuff. In most of the languages spoken in India, so this is from India. The word for Thursday is Guruvara. Guruvara. There it is. Guruvara, with Vara meaning day and Guru being the style of Brahaspatati.
That would be the...
That's the word. Who is Guru to the gods and regent of the planet Jupiter.
Okay.
Just some odd. I don't see if there's any. Sometimes they don't have fun stuff. Oh, Estonians did not work on Thursdays and called their Thursday nights evenings of Turu. Yeah, evenings of Turu. Estonians, is that still a country?
Yeah, I believe so.
Is it Estonia?
I believe so.
I just checking. I'm not sure. Oh, back in the USSR during the night. For those of you that are old enough to remember what the USSR is, it's now called Russia. Back in the USSR during the 1970s.
Wasn't that a song?
Once again, we're showing our age. Back in the USSR, something like that. I don't know. Back in the USSR during the 1970s and 80s, Thursday was known as the fish day of the week, where the nation's food service institutions would serve fish rather than meat. Wait a minute.
That sounds like a Catholic thing.
Yeah, but fish rather than meat.
Oh, no, but that's...
Fish is meat.
I know it is, but I know what they're meaning. It's fish rather than beef or pork.
What? But it's still meat.
I know somebody messed up on the writing.
Okay,
I mess up on my writings. Come on, really? There are times you look at my schoolwork and go, huh?
Oh, here you go. Hold on.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, here's one for you. In some American high schools during the 1950s and 60s, wearing the color green on a Thursday would lead to people believing you were gay. How did that happen?
I do not know.
How did wearing the color green make people think you were gay in the 50s and 60s?
I think we have to ask our parents.
But back in the 50s and 60s, the word gay actually meant happy.
Well, that is true.
So I'm supposed to be happy. I'm not, though. I'm only partially here. That's why I'm wearing the green shirt. So not really sure how that's working. Renee, you're joining us late. She says, how come the wall has a head and arms? So, Becca, if you guys didn't know, we're going to go ahead and cover this one more time for those of you joining us here. Becca decided to take the next few days off. She's going down to Saguaro, man. And so since she took the days off, I'm taking part of the day off, or part of me is taking the day off, and I'm only partially here. That was the whole point of this.
You know, now thinking about that, I'm hearing you say that again.
Yes.
I was thinking it should have been a blue screen with a blue shirt because you're blue.
Oh, because I'm blue. Yes, I'm sad. I'm sad. Or I'm blue.
I do apologize for bringing
She made
that
it. They
up.
happened. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so I don't think there's anything else funny here. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's see. No. Oh, well, here's an interesting one. In Australia, most movie premieres are often held on a Thursday.
We could add Paige to that too.
Well, yeah, but you know, like Walmart, for instance, and most movies are actually, for like DVD, they're released on Tuesdays.
I was thinking Mesa Theater.
Do they do it on Thursdays?
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, there you go.
Their new movie of the week is on Thursday.
You know, I've been here 16 years, and that just now clicked in my head. Wow, they put those things out on Thursdays. Oh! My whole life is upside down. I don't know what to do. Oh, here we go. I have a Leonardo da Vinci fact. I love Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci, artist, inventor, pioneer, genius, and personal idol of mine, and probably time traveler.
Are you sure you didn't write this?
Maybe. Was born on a Thursday on April 5th, 1452.
Negative.
Negative?
Negative.
Negative.
Negative Ghost Rider.
I was going to say, I don't think that's right. And besides, how the heck would they know? They didn't have very accurate birth records back then.
Ye who can't read, reread that date.
On a Thursday on April 15th.
There you go.
What did I say? 5th? Oh, it is. I need some more coffee.
Sorry, you're
April 15th, 1452, which was apparently a Thursday. Yes. Okay. So now that we're having fun at my expense, let's see what else we have here.
Isn't that the whole point?
No. All right, let's see what do we have. All right. I brought up today some things from Florida, some interesting events, if you will, from Florida last year.
Oh no. Okay, let me interject real quick.
Certainly.
I do have several friends down in Florida.
I'm sorry.
And I am apologizing to you guys right now.
No.
My friends and our viewers in Florida, I do apologize.
No, the people that live in Florida, they know.
They do.
They know.
They do.
Florida
but I'm
is not
apologizing
normal.
in advance.
There's no need to apologize. Everybody knows. It's Florida.
It is.
For those of you that don't know, Florida's got some weird stuff that happens down there all the time.
Oh, yes.
And we don't know if it's just because they're too close to the ocean. Maybe the salt's going to their brain.
The gators.
Yeah, maybe the gators. Who knows what it is? But there's always some kind of weirdness going on down there. And it's not just normal levels of weirdness. It's like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious weird level stuff.
A bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So I've got one for you here. A woman dressed as a turkey was arrested for shoplifting. Before you say anything, let me explain the story here. In Florida, even our birds are a bunch of thieves. A 67-year-old woman named Irene donned a giant turkey costume this past November. This is last year, remember, and headed to a Belk's in Lady Lake, where police claim surveillance cameras saw her stuffing said turkey costume with purses, jewelry, and a waffle maker. I was hoping to wear my costume to court, she said to Pittman in an interview, which will undoubtedly land her on this list again this year. Wow. We were talking about strange things in Florida. There you go.
That's so many levels of wrong.
I know.
It really is. I mean, the only thing that keeps running through my head, other than the fact that she's,
Sorry, I was doing a turkey thing.
shoplifting. It's a pigeon.
No, this one's a pigeon.
I know.
And then there's a. That's my turkey.
Excuse me, we should have gotten my mom on the show for that.
Yeah, she can definitely do a turkey.
She can.
So anyway, you were saying.
So obviously, one of the things that's just really shoplifting in a turkey costume, I just okay.
It's Florida. Remember, it's Florida.
Right, but the other thing that's running through my head is the comment of I was hoping to wear my costume to court. Okay, I have a legal background, and so I hear that and I'm going, premeditated what?
It's like she wanted to go to court in a turkey costume. Maybe that's why she, did the whole thing.
That's where my brain went. It was like, wow.
Yes, we'd like to thank Florida for creating the weirdness that is that particular event. We don't know if it's the state or the people. I don't know.
I still think it's the gators.
I don't know. All right, let's see here. Oh no. Here we go. Airplane wing damaged after an alligator attack.
I told you, it's the gators.
Okay, so I'm reading this here from this article. It says, looks like we'll have to set that big, it's been blank how many days since an airplane ran into an alligator sign back to zero. Back in June, a man piloting a Piper PA-31 was attempting a late-night landing at Orlando Executive Airport when an 11-foot alligator jumped up from the runway and attacked the wing. The 500-pound beast died on impact. Yeah, that's sad. No people were injured despite damage to the aircraft. It was the first time it had happened since 2013.
So 4 years.
4 years. And an alligator jumped up and went, ah! Not good.
No,
definitely.
and then I'm thinking, okay, why isn't there a fence around that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why isn't there a fence? You'd think that would be a thing. If this is a regular occurrence, perhaps they should do something
But
about
it's
that.
not a regular occurrence because maybe every 4 years?
Yeah, but either way, I mean, that's kind of, you killed the poor alligator, but an alligator tried to bite the wing of your aircraft off.
He was hungry.
Yeah, but you know
He
what?
was lacking in vitamins.
I guess. Holy cow!
Wow.
Oh, here's a good one. Okay, so you know that Florida is kind of a retirement community, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, community state, whatever you want to call it.
There are specific areas.
Yeah, there's a lot of people down there. So this one says a golf cart chop shop pops up in the villages. You know what a chop shop
I
is?
do know what a chop.
It's where you take in the valuable cars that you've stolen so they can pull it apart and sell it and make money.
Oh.
So apparently there's a golf cart chop shop in a place called The Villages. I'm going to go ahead and read this here. It says, one might think eliminating cars would cut down on the number of chop shops in a city. But then one vastly underestimates the criminal will of a Floridian. Oh, apparently all Floridians are criminals as well here. In June, Sumter County Sheriff's deputies raided a home in The Villages, the retirement community best known for STD outbreaks and golf carts. Well, there's a combo in a retirement community for you.
Oh my!
And found evidence of an underground golf cart chop shop. The alleged shop was run by Kathleen Unrath, who had moved in with her elderly uncle to take care of him, quote unquote, a relative term she apparently took to mean use his garage to sell illicit electrical golf cart parts.
There's so much wrong there.
I know. I mean, what you could pick that. I mean, just wow.
I'm not going to.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not touching that one.
No, definitely not. Oh man. Well, I think perhaps we have irritated and entertained our audience for long enough today. What do you think there, Lois?
It's up to you because I've got a few things.
Well, I do. I know.
willing.
You know what? We'll save those for tomorrow because
Yeah,
you've
right.
got a 15-page paper due tomorrow.
Here, I do.
Yeah. So
And I
thank you
have,
very much
what,
for joining
4
us.
pages?
Well, I'm only partially here. Thank you guys for being all of the way here, at least hopefully. Hopefully you had a good time. Don't forget to comment, like, and share our episodes if you find them entertaining or if you think anybody else will. We'll see you guys throughout the day, maybe some Behind the Hat, or if all else fails tonight, in the nightly news. Thank you so much for watching, and are you ready for some music there, Lois?
Music?
Music? Hey, you be nice.
I
You
am.
be nice. Okay, I gotta unmute this so everybody can hear it. Are we ready for the morning show dance, the morning cup?
Yes.